Okay, so the pose I'm going to break down today, triangle pose, Trikonasana. So I'm not going to make too many points, just a couple key things to think about while setting up and being in the pose. So first thing Lucy's going to do for me is take a nice big wide stance with the feet, about 3 to 4 feet. Depending how tall you are, you're going to want to adjust the stance obviously. Foot of the back foot's going to turn inwards slightly, about 30 to 45 degrees. Right foot's going to turn out 90. So first thing we want to think about is just to make sure the front foot's turned out 90 degrees. If it's turned inwards at all, it just puts a little bit of pressure on the knee joint. Obviously we want to avoid that. Arms come up so the palms face the floor, arms nice and active, so really stretching into the fingertips. Looking over the fingertips of the right hand, and then just starting to really reach in that direction and pushing the hips back. Really keep the length in the right hand side of the waist. When you can't reach or push anymore, right hand down onto the right shin, left arm comes directly upwards. So elbow and fingertips stacked over the shoulder. So it's fine to have the right hand wherever you want, but just make sure that it's not on the knee. Again, that just puts a little bit of pressure on the joint. So first thing just to consider while in the pose, is something I see quite often, is the kneecap of the front leg starts to sort of twist inwards. We want to avoid that. So we want to make sure the kneecap, the center of it, is aligned over the second and third toe. Keep that left arm up. Another thing we want to avoid, which is usually what I see people do, is they'll be reaching too far down with the front hand and then the chest sort of starts to cave forward, and it's way worse than this. So we want to avoid that. So if that starts to happen to you, just bring the right hand a little bit further up the leg and then just start to lean back a little bit. So again, prioritize keeping the chest nice and open and not facing the floor. What also can be nice is just to take a bit of pressure out of the hip joint and decompress the sacrum slightly. So if just gently rolling the left hip down slightly and then taking the left rib cage up and back. So it's a slight twisting effect through the body. Just can create a little bit of space and feel nice as well. So gaze can stay down at the floor, or taking it forwards, or take it up towards the left fingertips. Keep the legs nice and strong just so we're not hanging out in the joints. And that is triangle.